So here's an update or a part 3 to the extremely popular video series I covered over the weekend, which was titled, I Cheat on My Husband and I'm Going to Confess to Him Tomorrow, Looking for Advice. As a recap, that's all about the gal who, for a pretty extended period of time, was cheating on her husband, full-blown affair. And then, obviously, when the guy kicked her to the curb, that's what we all kind of figured out, reading between the lines. Now she's so sorry and willing to do anything to make her husband happy and blah, 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 blah. And, oh yeah, P.S., I'm pregnant too. And so it was all about having to confess to him, and I wish he doesn't leave me. Part 2 was about her telling him, and naturally he was upset, yelled at her, called her a lot of awful things, which is warranted, and he even gave her the old pimp slap, which no sympathy for her here. And he stormed away, and she's having a meltdown over the whole thing. Now we're on to part 3, where she is going to confess to him that she's pregnant. And I mentioned in the first video how she's obviously going to tell him this, that she cheated and everything. But now I'm going to also mention I'm pregnant, knowing darn well, making his situation even worse. She says here, I told my husband about the pregnancy today. He showed no emotion whatsoever. He had a blank face all throughout the conversation. Because the guy is completely numb at this point. He only asked whose it was. I told him it was his. He said he didn't believe me. Can you blame him? I asked him to please get a DNA test in that case because I'm 100% sure it is his and I want him to have that surety. He immediately took me there. While we were waiting, he told me he would leave if it was someone else's. Shouldn't you leave anyway, dude? I asked him what it is if it's yours. I can't describe the expression he made at that question, like he was simultaneously full of anger and apathy at the same time. He kept silent and I didn't probe further. I kept looking at him while we were doing the ultrasound. He just stood there, unmoving and expressionless. I've robbed this man of so much joy. What was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of his life is forever tainted now. I'll never forgive myself for this. Lady, you are so full of crap. You don't give a shit about him or anybody else but you. You could care less. The only reason you're saying you're sorry is because you feel like your options are limited. Okay, you cheated on this good guy with a friend, I might add, who's married, I might add. We all learned that in the second part. And you just don't want to be alone. Unfortunately, the test results are going to take 3 to 4 working days to arrive. When we returned, before I could even enter the house, he told me I need to move out until the results arrive. Good for him. Absolutely. In fact, you can sleep in your car down the street next to the bums. I was expecting it and had a suitcase packed with all my stuff already. I asked him if he told his family. He needs a support system. He actually smiled and said, yes. They know, and he's planning to call his brother over the weekend. Well, good for him for not hiding it. He needs the support from his family and friends. I just hope they're not the dumbasses that say, oh, you should stay with her no matter what. I'm now staying at my sister's house, who now knows about my affair too, and has been great at keeping my expectations grounded. It's very likely my marriage is going to end. I've done the damage already. I'm also thinking of telling the affair partner's wife. Aha! She's thinking if I'm going down, he's going down with me. I asked my husband about it. He told me, do whatever. I reassured him I won't meet the affair partner, just his wife and her alone. He didn't respond. So I thought I'll just go ahead and do it myself. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. A few hours ago, he texted me and said he wants to be there when I confess to the affair partner's wife. I guess we're going to do it tomorrow then. I'm aware things might get ugly, but I probably deserve whatever's coming my way. I want to hear that the affair partner's wife kicks her butt. It is necessary if we are going to move forward. She deserves to know the truth too, even if it will hurt her the same way it hurt my husband. Yeah, I can tell you care so much about her feelings. I've lost my appetite and I can't sleep. You mean your appetite for sausage? I've eaten maybe one proper meal in the last 2 days. All I can think about is how much he must be feeling. And the way he looked at me, the pain and hurt I saw in his eyes replays in my mind over and over. I start individual counseling tomorrow, so I hope that helps. She is completely full of crap. She's not sitting there thinking about how much in pain he is and thinking it over and over again. Was she thinking about that when she was sucking her affair partner's you-know-what? And riding him and all that in their car? Because they remember in the part 2 that she was having you-know-what with him in their car? I think not. Okay? She just is caught. Well, she admitted what she did because she's pregnant and all. She doesn't want to lose him, and now she's going to take the affair partner down with her. Now, he deserves it too, don't get me wrong, but still. But this guy, whether the child is his or not, he needs to end it with her and move on. Okay, end her. You can't trust her again. She's a sociopath, doesn't give a shit about him, and this guy deserves way better. So we will hear, I no doubt hear part 4 about this in a couple days, when she goes and tells the affair partner's wife. But I'm expecting an ass whooping.